I love fresh tomatoes from the garden. And this season I got a few big green tomatoes. Now in the South, these are a delicacy. So I'm going to show you how to make fried green tomatoes. Here's the recipe if you want to pause and print screen. Before I forget, like, subscribe and ring that bell. That way you can see all the videos in the series. And thank you. This is so easy, it almost doesn't need a recipe. Normally I would use my mandolin, but since I only have 3 tomatoes, I'm going to slice these by hand, being extremely careful. Once it starts moving, that's when I know it's time to lay the last slice flat and cut it on the horizontal so it's less opportunity for it to move around and slip. Most of my accidents have been in the kitchen. I also keep my scraps and make vegetable stock out of them. They make better soups and sauces than just plain water. And I'm on my last tomato. Going slowly and taking my time, getting my 1/4 of an inch cuts. Now you see this? Any more color and I couldn't use it. The greener your green tomato, the better the flavor in this recipe. Then in a big bowl, I cover them with full fat buttermilk. I don't skimp on the fat, this isn't diet food. And I also add Louisiana hot sauce. Now there are a lot of hot sauces, but you can tell by this giant bottle, this is my favorite. And I like it spicy, so I'm generous with my splash. Try buttermilk in a lot of frying recipes. It adds a tangy flavor that gives an extra thick coat to soak up more cornmeal. I have my spoon and my tongs. I'm ready to infuse this oil with bacon fat. I love to add bacon fat to my cooking oil. It adds a salty bacon flavor and makes everything crispier. If you're making this as a vegan dish, try using vegan lard and 2 or 3 cloves of unpeeled garlic. I also fry in soybean or vegetable oil. I keep it in the refrigerator and I use it twice, maybe 3 times. Any more than that, it tastes like everything cooked in it. As I heat my oil, I want to explain that I fry in a wok. It's deeper than a regular frying pan for a more even browning, and I only fill it halfway. That reduces the chance of splattering. I line a cookie sheet with paper towels, and then I have everything I need to finish this dish. I use the French mise en place technique, which means having everything you need ready before you start cooking. So let's prepare our cornmeal. I used to mix all of my seasonings by hand, and someone told me to start using this Louisiana fish fry. It has all the seasonings in it, it's salted and a hint of pepper, so much easier. I also add either flour or cornstarch to my cornmeal. It makes it lighter, and it also allows it to get crispier because it makes a paste with that buttermilk so it sticks to my tomatoes. You can see it floating around in the air. And I just give it a shake to mix it all up. And now here are our tomatoes that have been soaking in this buttermilk mixture. And the rest is simple. You're going to add your tomatoes from the wet bag to the dry bag. And you can see they're completely coated. So everywhere that's wet is going to form a paste. You can use flour or cake flour. You just want it to have a little bit more of a smooth consistency than just the cornmeal. That's going to keep your breading from falling off as it fries. All right, so I have about half of our tomatoes ready. I'm going to zip my bag and give it a good vigorous shake. I don't want any areas that are not covered though. Once this is completely coated, it's ready to fry. So I know my oil is hot because I've done the pop quiz. What that means is you splatter a little water. If it pops, it's hot. If it sinks, it's not. And then I add my tomatoes one at a time and allow them to sink to the bottom. Now, I could use my candy thermometer and get this around 350 degrees, but the pop test works just as well and it's a lot less cleanup. I am super careful when I am frying. I've been burned before and it hurts, so I don't ever want to go there again. Once my oil is hot, I do not take my eyes off it. And as you can see, because it's not overfilled, we don't have a lot of splattering going on. Now your tomatoes are going to start to float, and they're almost done when that happens. What we're looking for now is a change in color. Cornmeal is yellow. However, when it is completely done, it turns a caramel color. And we don't really crowd the tomatoes. We want them to have enough room to swim around in there so that every surface area is going to brown evenly. And I don't just rely on time, I use my eyes. This one's done. You can see even the edges are coated because we added that little bit of flour or cornstarch. And there's very little coating in our oil. So now we just repeat this until we have completed all our tomatoes. Let them sink, float, and then we're going to drain them on our paper towel. We want as much of that oil off as possible. Now, fried green tomatoes are so good they made a movie about it. I hope you try this flavor to savor of the South.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed this one. Tell me how it turned out for you in the comments. Click like, subscribe and ring that bell for all the videos in this playlist, or just view these next two. And thank you again for watching. Alright, that's it.